Think about it.
Good evening. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Will the secretary please call the roll?
Mrs. Chu? Mr. Sismar?
Here.
Mr. Hong? Mrs. Lax?
Here.
Mrs. Reese?
Here.
Mr. Seeler?
Here.
Mr. Simmons?
Here.
Mr. Winston?
Here.
President Becker?
Here, we have a quorum. Please rise to salute the flag.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meetings of public bodies. In accordance with the provisions of this act, the East Brunswick Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published at the Board of Education offices. Written notice was also provided to the Sentinel, the Newark Star Ledger, the Home News and Tribune, and the Municipal Clerk of East Brunswick. All Board of Education meetings, with the exception of executive session discussions, are videotaped for later broadcast. It is the policy of the Board of Education that videotape meetings are not edited for any purpose, so individuals who speak at the board's public meetings should be aware of these videotaping rules. Good evening. Welcome on this unusually warm, still winter.
No.
Okay, I won't say that my iPhone said it's going to snow next week, but okay. So we're so glad to see so many faces in the audience, and we cannot wait to actually get to hear what our students have been up to. But before that, we do have the superintendent's report. Dr. Valesky?
Thank you, President Becker. Good evening, everyone. Today I had the pleasure of attending the 5th Annual Famous Folks Festival at Hammersholt Middle School. Students presented their research on figures from all endeavors, time periods, and places to parents, teachers, administrators, board members, and fellow students. Thank you to Anthony Rizala, Kimberly Lasky, and Melissa Dugan for organizing this event. In sports, congratulations to Emma Perrone being honored at the NJSIAA as the East Brunswick representative for the National Women's Day in Sports.
Yay.
Congratulations to all winter athletes on a great season, and good luck to the spring athletes getting ready to start their regular season April 1st. Go Bears! In-person registration for our community programs Early Learning Academy for 3 and 4-year-olds begins on April 1st at 9 a.m. in the administration right here located at 760 Route 18. Please visit ebnet.org/ELA for more information. We are pleased to announce the return of the Summer Kindergarten Readiness Academy and Summer Early Learning Academy programs to all East Brunswick residents as well as surrounding communities. The Kindergarten Readiness Academy is designed to provide students entering kindergarten with continued quality programming during the summer months. The Summer Early Learning Academy will offer a fun-filled summer care program for 3 and 4-year-olds who will not be entering kindergarten in September of 2019. These summer programs will have both full-day and half-day options running from June 27th to August 9th, with the option to attend 3 weeks or all 6 weeks. Registration is now open with a discount incentive to register for the 6-week programs during the month of March. Please visit ebnet.org/ELA summer for registration information and program details. East Brunswick Public Schools, along with the East Brunswick Municipal Alliance, will be hosting a parent university on Wednesday, March 20th at 7 p.m. at Hammersholt Middle School in the JM PAC. The featured speaker will be Mr. Doug Collier, a former CIA and DEA agent who trained at Quantico. He is currently a professor at Monmouth University and speaks all over the state to raise awareness about drug trends. The program, called Smokescreen, details the dangers of adolescent vaping. Tickets are now on sale for the East Brunswick High School production of The Music Man. The show will be performed March 15th through the 17th and March 22nd and 23rd. All performances will begin at 7 p.m. except Sunday, March 17th, which will begin at 3 p.m. Tickets are on sale now at ebhsdrama.org. Don't miss the opportunity to see our high school students perform. Parent-teacher conferences will be held Tuesday, March 19th through Friday, March 22nd. These are single-session days for students. Parent-teacher conferences are an excellent way to stay involved in your child's education. The East Brunswick Education Foundation's Partner in Excellence Dinner will be held on Tuesday, March 26th at the Pines Manor in Edison. The East Brunswick Education Foundation trustees will honor Dr. Michael Gaskell, Joanne Peterson, Donna Morelli, and Dr. Rong Sung Poo. In addition, the EBEF will be celebrating the Alumni Hall of Fame induction of Heather O'Reilly and Glenn Slater. For ticket information, please visit ebef.org. The Hammersholt Drama Club presents High School Musical Junior, Wednesday, March 27th and Thursday, March 28th at 7 p.m. in the JM Pack at Hammersholt Middle School. Tickets are $10 for adults, $5 for students, staff, and seniors, not meaning seniors like at the high school.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Older people.
I got it.
And free admission for any child under the age of 3 years old. Just a reminder, in the event we do not use an emergency closing day before April 15th, students and 10-month staff will be off on Monday, April 22nd, as the first give-back day of the unused emergency closing days. All administrative offices will be open on Monday, April 22nd. And with that, we have a brief presentation. We'd like to talk about the next step in building our success, and we have Ms. Nicole Tibbetts, Mr. Nick Latronica, Dr. Michael Vanella, Mr. Matt Hannes, and Mr. Herb Perluzzo, that we're going to talk about the learning management system rollout and some exciting news about technology that we're about to place in the hands of our 10th, 11th, and 12th grade students.
Thank you, Dr. Valesky, for letting us speak for a few moments on your behalf about the future of East Brunswick schools. There was a time when instruction looked like this, a time when a teacher handed down knowledge and students sat in rows listening and learning, a time when lead pencils were innovative. But these are not the times we're living in today. The students who enter our classroom each day are the iGen kids. While people continue to talk about preparing our students for the 21st century, the 21st century student is here in our classrooms every day. Nearly every student in our school district was born in the 21st century, with access to technology and information beyond our wildest dreams. And what we know about these students is that they are depending on us to prepare them for success outside of our classrooms in their colleges and careers. But to truly prepare them for their future, we cannot simply hand each of them a computer and expect that alone to be enough. We need to rethink, maybe even unlearn, how we approach teaching and learning so that these students will be able to think, ask questions, and collaborate well beyond the walls of their classroom. This is not an easy task, and it's going to take a team effort to truly ensure excellence and success.
So, thank you, Nicole. Under the visionary leadership of Dr. Valesky, it's been truly a team effort to take a look or a research-based solution where we can continue to move these iGen students so they can be successful within our schools as well as when they leave our schools. So with the tremendous support of Dr. Boley and her leadership team of all the supervisors, Mr. Latronica and the IT department, as well as the people at the building level, I think we really have been able to really develop a plan with two specific things that I want to share with you tonight that are going to help us to be successful. But I'd be remorse if I didn't identify two people that worked side by side with me during this process and this vision, and that's Mr. Matt Hannes, assistant principal, and Mr. Herb Perluzzo that have been instrumental in this process as well. The first aspect of this is a learning management system. Now we have a tremendous staff at East Brunswick that do amazing things with our students, but we also want to provide resources that will complement their abilities. A learning management system allows that learning to happen outside that 42-minute period, allows access for teachers, students, and parents to see what is going on and really help to move us forward. But what we really took a look at this learning management system also will not only help our students today, but will also prepare them for where they're going. We recently had Alumni Day, and we do a great job at surveying our students 1, 2, 3, 4 years out and see how they're doing. And they've been telling us consistently that they have learning management systems in the college level. Matter of fact, the majority, almost 50% of them, are utilizing Canvas at the next level. And that's why we thought it would be a great opportunity for us to utilize Canvas. And you can see everywhere from Middlesex County College, Rutgers, every Ivy League school is using Canvas. And we thought, what a great opportunity for our teachers to expand their pedagogy within the classroom, but also prepare our students for where they're going, specifically when 95% of our students are going on to higher education. In addition, in order to access this and make this happen, we need to put devices in teachers' and students' hands. And we think that we've done a real thorough process to identify some devices that will be very successful. At this time, as I talk about it, I'd like Mr. Hannes and Mr. Paluzzo to bring these up to you. This Lenovo iPad yoga device really is a device that does multiple things. It is a laptop. It can also turn into a kiosk, okay? And it can also turn into a tablet. It is a device that has multiple capabilities that teachers and students can use. And if you merge this with the learning management system, a teacher can be mobile in that classroom. Those desks and rows are no longer, and you have the ability to facilitate, differentiate, and really extend the learning process, which opens up to a tremendous amount. When you talk about 21st century learning and blue ribbon schools, this is it. And I think these two items are going to be a tremendous addition to help our staff really help our students achieve excellence and be prepared for life after East Brunswick High School.
So you're talking about getting this device into the hands of all students?
Correct.
The rollout would be.
10 through 12, correct.
10 through 12. The devices would have a 5-year life, so after a senior leaves the high school, those devices will roll down to 8th grade and then come back up through the system.
So I'd finally like to take this opportunity as I'm up here to thank the Board of Education. You have always supported our administrative team, our teachers, to really be cutting edge, to innovate, and provide our students with the resources to make them successful within our schools and after. So for that, I thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bella.
Thank you so much.
Question.
Absolutely.
How does Canvas work? What does Canvas do that we don't do presently? Can someone address that?
So basically, Canvas is an online learning system where every assignment can be assigned to students through the computer, and then students can submit their work right through that computer, as well as you can post a video up there and mark a specific time in the video with a question and require the students to then respond to that question at that time in the video. There's discussion platforms. There's opportunities for students to ask questions privately to the teacher about work that they're working on that they need some support in. They can take their assessments through there, and then their scores be pushed straight out through the platform. So it's really a one-stop shop for all of their learning resources.
If
in
a
the
student's
classroom.
absent, will this help them
Absolutely.
during absences?
Absolutely. We would anticipate that a student's absence is almost not noticed, because they would be able to get access to nearly every piece of the resources of that day. If they wanted to, they could log right in, at period 4 on that day and practically be in their classroom, virtually be in their classroom.
And can I just say, I feel like also it will extend learning outside of the classroom walls. Not only can the student stop learning at the end of the school day, but he or she can continue into the evening, watch remedial videos if they'd like to, read the article from class again if they'd like to. Really an opportunity to extend that learning.
But we're also concerned about student wellness, and we don't want to encourage students. This is a device that can be on all night, and that their learning should extend all through the night. So this has to be measured against the wellness of students too, getting appropriate sleep and being able to turn the device off at the appropriate time. So that's going to be something we're going to have to talk about, and we're going to ask families to help support.
Well, I was going to say, it's a pretty cool looking device, so
Yeah.
it seems like it would be kind of fun to use, which is not a bad thing
Yeah.
if you're trying to get students to do
Right.
their work, but to your point, they got to shut it off.
Right, at some point.
There's two other features that I'll just kind of mention about Canvas so that you're aware of them. One of them is you can differentiate instruction right through the platform. So you can assign everybody an assignment, but 6 students could have one assignment and 6 other students have a different assignment. These 3 students have to watch this video to be able to move on in their instruction. And the other thing is that we can create these courses that are what they call blueprint courses. So for example, every single student in the district takes English 10. So every single student will have the same access to the same classroom materials for English 10, so that you're not depending on one particular teacher to be the tech expert, and therefore you get this great technology experience, but that every student will have an equal access to the same sorts of resources in those classrooms.
Will a textbook be loaded into it?
The textbooks don't load into it, but we do,
There's
many
an
of
online
our
component?
textbooks have an online component where you would then be able to just link to it straight from Canvas if they're using their online textbook.
Just 2 questions. This will replace, say, Google Docs or something like that the kids are using right now?
So it supplements, so yes, it replaces Google Classroom, which is like the online
Right,
classroom,
right.
but you can post Google Docs in there. It's very compatible with all sorts of different platforms. So if you have a Google form that you want to post in there, you would be able to do that. They work together, but it will replace Google Classroom, and some of our classrooms use Moodle as another online classroom. This is much more robust than either of those things
Okay.
offer.
And then for students, for lessons that are very smartboard intense, math courses, would an absent student be able to see the smartboard activity? Will it interface at all that they would be able to?
So there's a part of Canvas that allows the teacher with their device, with their pen, right, to be able to actually write right onto that screen and show that to the students. And then the students, obviously with their device, would be able to use a pen to respond to it. So there is that handwriting piece.
But could a
as
student
well.
actually watch the lesson that was taught
Live,
in
like
class?
live stream the
after-
lesson?
After, since it's a math program.
A teacher could do that if they video recorded their lesson and posted it
if they
onto
video
their,
recorded it.
right, but
the
not straight
smartboard
through
doesn't
Canvas.
interface.
No.
Okay, thank you.
Can they access Canvas without that device?
Yes, it's just
So
the internet.
if they forgot it at school or something, they could
Yes,
still
that's a
access
good point.
Canvas?
The other thing is that you can also work on Canvas offline. So if you get an assignment on Canvas and you're in the classroom and you download it and you leave and you no longer have internet access, you still have access to that platform.
Will this replace parent access?
No,
You see a major decrease in paper use and things like that?
major.
We're hoping.
Yeah.
We're hoping to see the book bags lighten up a little bit too.
Have you also,
Start to Churchill.
any idea of what the amount of time would be to give our staff the proper training to utilize this?
So training is twofold, threefold maybe. There's some training that will go into how to use the devices. We want to make sure that they don't just use it for, like a Chromebook, right? Just surf the web. So there'll be computer training. It won't have to be extensive, but that will be a piece of what happens. And then the other piece of it is if you're creating a course in Canvas, how to create a course. And if you're not one of the teachers who's actually physically creating that course, because, for example, you teach English 10 and the course has kind of been created, how to use it and interface with it so that you can communicate with your students through it. So we have plans for staff development throughout the end of this year, at the end of June, and again on those first 2 days of staff development days for our teachers when they first come back to school. That Canvas will be in training, and our people who are the go-getters, where's Mr. Paluzzo? Kind of leading the way and getting everybody started right now.
And I would imagine that this would be built into some component of student orientation to introduce them to the device before the first day of classes, even though they could probably pick it up in 5 minutes.
Yes. Dr. Nell's chair.
Absolutely. It'll be part of student orientation. It'll be part of the first day. Matter of fact, we just met as a whole team today, and we talked about a 16-month plan and how we train and how we roll this out. So I'm real excited about the possibilities if this comes to fruition. And what we'll do is not only have the sophomore orientation, you'll have a double first period, the first day of school, where all students will be able to get this, be able to access it, be able to roll it out. So everybody's on the same page and everybody has an equal fresh start so everybody can be successful.
This is wonderful. Thank you so much for all the time you've devoted to this and coming up with this terrific idea. Like you said, we talk about what does a 21st century education look like? Well, it's here, and it's in our classrooms every day, and I think you've made a major step towards addressing that, and great job.
Yeah, I
And
want to
thank you for supporting us. Appreciate it.
If I could, Vicki, I want to thank the team too. A lot of hard work behind this, a lot of hours, a lot of thought, and everybody's really dedicated to the end process, which is putting technology in the hands of students and teachers, and having that training there and being ready to go. And I'm excited to see where next school year takes us.
I'm sorry, I think there was one more question. No? No. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you again. Next thing, we actually have a resolution of appreciation for the East Brunswick Education Foundation. Dr. Valesky, would you join me up here? Thank you.